Bifocal Chapter 2 Haroon. Attention! We are all in lockdown. All staff and students report to the nearest secure room. The principal's voice booms over the PA and interrupts our reach for the top coach, Miss Singh, in the middle of the lightning round. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Everyone report to lockdown locations immediately. We can hear students scramble to get out of the hallway. Miss Singh turns off the classroom lights, locks the door, and directs everyone to the floor without missing a beat. Haroon, name the 3 tributaries of the Mississippi. The principal repeats its order. I pause before giving my answer to give him time to stop talking. You just lost a point, Miss Singh says. Distractions are no excuse. Then she's on to the next kid. The next question. Miss Mona Lisa Singh spent a year teaching high school in the Gaza Strip. A high school lockdown in the suburbs does not impress her. There are 6 of us students in her classroom, 4 members of the team and 2 alternates. I am an alternate. This is the first practice since the team was chosen. Miss Singh insists on us all drilling together. One of you is sure to break a leg or fall in love or move to Siberia. I need you all fighting ready. There is no difference between this drill and the last, but I'm on the outside again, and that makes it feel different to me. Jose is the other alternate. The real team, the one that will be on television in November bearing Romance, Broken Bones, or Relocation to Far-Flung Places, is made up of Azim, Nadia, Marie, and Nigel. We meet twice a week, gobble down our bag lunches while watching videos of old shows, then go right into the drills. Miss Singh is rigorous. By the time lunch hour is over, my brain is always tired but energized at the same time. You hesitate too much over your answers, Miss Singh had said when she kept me after comparative religions to inform me that I was an alternate. You know what's right, but you don't trust yourself. I couldn't argue with her about that. Often I can see the answer in front of me, but I start to question it. How can I be so sure it's right? Isn't that just arrogance? And what if the answer is wrong? If it's wrong, Miss Singh had answered. This is a quiz show. It's not the United Nations Security Council. A wrong answer will not make the lights go out, the building collapse, or the crops fail. Use some perspective, Haroon. For practice, we arrange the desks in a row, side by side, the way we will be on the show. Miss Singh doesn't stand still behind the podium, though. She bounces around, firing her questions. I used to be 6 feet tall, she joked one day in religions. 10 years of teaching have worn me down to a little stump that you see before you. She's not a stump. She's 5 feet 4 inches. I know that because she is shorter than my twin sister, Xana, who is 5 feet 6 inches. I'm 5 feet 10 inches. I'm thinking about people's height when I should be paying attention to Miss Singh's questions. She's supposed to be whispering. I guess so the gunman, or whatever threat we're supposed to pretend is in the halls, doesn't know that anyone is in here. She's not whispering, though. And she's not down on the floor with us. She's continuing her usual high-powered dance through the lightning round, called snappers on the show, throwing out questions on math and science, geography, history, astronomy, and popular culture without looking at notes. She teaches sociology, but her brain is a trap for all sorts of information. With Miss Singh taking the whole thing so lightly, it's hard for me to take this lockdown seriously. We've had a practice run, and the principal did say that this was for real, but probably that just means he wants us out of the way so that the drug squad can check some guy's locker for marijuana without giving warning to the other drug users to hide their stuff. It could also mean that he's trying to impress a visiting school board official. It could also mean he just wanted a few minutes of quiet in the halls. Lunch hour can get pretty noisy in a school with nearly 2,000 students. We keep drilling. I get my focus back and we zoom from one question to another, one kid to another. No worries about drug raids in this group. Our brains matter too much to us. She draws an equation on the board, and that's when we hear it. Faint at first, but growing quickly, stronger. The rhythm of boots on cement pounding the floor, tough and powerful. Sounds like the football team has escaped again, Miss Singh laughs. She doesn't have much use for violent sports. There's enough violence in real life, she tells us. Can't we have grace in our recreation? We turn our attention back to the board. The boots keep coming. Then there is a loud banging on the door. Perhaps they're looking for recruits, Miss Singh jokes. It really is a joke because we're quite a geeky-looking lot. I'm the most athletic in the room, but only because my sister keeps dragging me out on the basketball court so she can prove how much better she is than I. Police! Open up! We're all safe in here, Miss Singh calls out, making no move towards the door. Miss Singh, this is Principal Atkins. Unlock the door. But that's against lockdown procedure, she calls back. There's a lot of huffing and puffing outside the door. We hear a key in the lock. Of course the principal has a master key. And then the room is full of police. Not the regular blue police. These officers are all dressed in black, with rifles and helmets and visors pulled down over their faces so we can't see their features. They go straight from Azim and for me. We are lifted up and pushed down again, flat on the floor, face down. My nose lands on Nadia's foot. She gently lifts my head and puts it back on the floor. All of this takes maybe 2 seconds. I don't have time to yell or protest. Miss Singh is going crazy. Get your hands off my student. Where's your warrant? How can you let this happen? I guess that last question is aimed at the principal, but she doesn't give him any time to answer. We are training for reach from the top. Is that illegal now? If so, you'd better take me too. On and on she goes, getting in everybody's way. The police try to lift me up, but she puts her foot right back down on my back. You're not taking these boys away. They are good students, and they have done nothing wrong. After a year in Gaza, Miss Singh is not easily intimidated. Or maybe she was that way before she went to Gaza. Maybe that's why she went. She's pushed off of me and held back. I am lifted up by my arms, which hurt because they are not in a natural position. Someone snaps handcuffs on me. Azim is fighting, kicking out at the officers, squirming hard to get away, but he's not any taller than Miss Singh is, and the black-suited men hold him easily. I look at where the faces should be on my captors, but the visors are so shiny that I just see my own face reflected back. I'm distraught to find that I am crying. They half drag, half carry us out of the classroom. Miss Singh ignores both the principal's and the officer's orders and comes with us, arguing with each step. I can see faces staring at us through the classroom windows. I feel a terrible weight of shame, even though I haven't done anything wrong. Down the stairs we are dragged, Miss Singh nipping at the heels of the police officers. In the front hall there are many more police. By now Azim has stopped fighting. It wasn't doing him any good anyways. He looks wilted, done. They take us out the front door. I see Miss Singh push the principal out of the way so she can stick right with us. I am terrified. Outside there are police cars and vans and more officers with guns drawn. A television truck is there. I think about being on reach for the top, a crazy thing to think about. What is this? A man in authority asks. I know he's in authority because of the white shirt and tie. Who's this kid? He's pointing at me. There were 2 Arab kids in the room. We weren't sure, so we brought them both. I'm Haroon Badwi. I'm Persian, I say. Actually, I'm 3rd-generation Canadian. I don't know why I think that they should know where my ancestors came from. Did he resist? Assault you? Do anything we can bring him in for? He absolutely did not, Miss Singh charges in. Neither boy did. Release them both now. He could be in on it, the cop holding me says. I say take them both in to be safe. Uncuff him, the man with the tie says. I'll be the one hauled up on wrongful arrest, not you. He turns to me. This is your lucky day. Don't make us regret it. No hard feelings, eh? He picks up my hand and shakes it, turning us a little so the television camera has a clear view. Put him in the car, he says to the officer holding Azim. Azim is folded into the back seat of the police car, one cop keeping his hand on the top of Azim's head so it doesn't bang on the door frame. The door is closed on him. I see his face looking out at me through the window, his body an uncomfortable posture, his hands bound down behind him. I feel that I should say something. He's my teammate after all, but I don't even wave as he is driven away. Take Haroon back to the classroom and wait for the all clear, the principal says to Miss Singh. We will talk later about your breach of discipline. I'll call my union, Miss Singh replies. They love talking about discipline. She puts her hand around my arm in case the police change their minds and make a grab for me again. We walk again past the faces pressed against the classroom windows. We walk by police searching lockers and holding on to dogs. We move as quickly as we can back to the world of reach for the top. I really start to cry when the classroom door closes, all the fear catching up to me. Someone offers me a tissue, and I try to stop shaking. Theme round, Miss Singh says. The subject is police brutality. Is it possible to know too much about a subject? Nadia's brothers and father were massacred in Kosovo. Nijan's parents were boat people. Marie comes from Haiti, Jose from El Salvador. I am 2 generations removed from my grandparents' troubles in Herat, and we were all here now in this land of peace and safety. But suddenly it feels like we never left home. We are in lockdown for another hour. We don't drill, we just talk. We bump our stories up against each other until our little classroom seems to contain the whole history of the world. Then Miss Singh teaches us a song that she learned in the desert trek in Morocco about a camel that's smarter than its owner. We sing it very loud, and I get the feeling she hopes the police or our principal will be annoyed. The principal's voice came over the PA again. The lockdown is over. All students are to leave the school property immediately. Do not go to your lockers. Leave the school immediately. We all get slowly to our feet. None of us is anxious to leave our little cocoon. Outside there will be questions, rumors, jerks. We know that Azim has a good mind, a good heart, and a good sense of humor, Miss Singh says. Whatever they are accusing him of, we know these 3 things to be true. It's a good way to end a very strange afternoon. She opens the door and we join a river of students. I don't take 10 steps before I hear the words, terrorists, suicide bombers. 24-hour news coverage and cell phones had parents calling kids and kids calling each other. The hallways, usually full of talk about dating, sports, music, and teachers, are all full of talk about bombs, terrors, cells, and Al-Qaeda and the police. The police are still here, but not as many. They're hustling kids out of the school. I feel something grab my arm. I turn and look into the face of a Rasta ventriloquist dummy, dreadlocks and eyes and a smile. It's wearing a clerical collar. You apologize nicely so they let you go? The puppet is carried by Julian, my best friend. He's practicing to be a ventriloquist. He made the puppet in his own image, all hair and cool. Julian's not wearing a preacher's clothes, though. He's wearing a t-shirt with a big yellow smiley face on it. What's with the collar, I ask. I'm trying out a different character. Meet Reverend Bob. Julian makes the dummy bow its head and say, "Bless you, my son." In this normal voice he says, "I'm getting better, don't you think?" "I saw your ears move," I say. "So what happened?" "Mistaken identity," I say. "Later, away from the crowds, I'll tell you the whole story." "There are rumors bouncing off the walls," he says. "Hey, look at me! I'm Osama bin Laden!" A little group of little white 9th graders are horsing around. One wraps his gym shirt around his head, yammers a lot of gibberish, tossing in the words, "Allah be praised," and ending up with, "I command you to blow up the world." I start to turn away, but Julian grabs the kid and yanks the shirt away. "You trying to start a riot?" he asks. "Go home, and don't be stupid." The grade 9ers badmouth us, but they leave. We're taller, and they don't know me well enough to figure out that I'm no fighter. "Things are going to get crazy," Reverend Bob says in a thick Jamaican accent. I agree with the good Reverend. He, Julian, and I make our way out of the school. The front is still littered with police cars and media. Some television people are interviewing students. We keep our heads down, and we walk away quickly.